All right, so I have two pieces of homework in this chapter, and you're actually going to have the rest of today to work on it in class. So I don't have it, my learning plan again is still from the last book, and I totally forgot to update it. So Learning Plan 9 2019 is really quite sparse right now. Whoa, wonder if you can see all this. Can you guys see this? What does it look like? Oh, look at that, is that cool? Can you click on the photo filter directions to get it downloaded? I have to clean this up. Yes? Okay, it should look like these two pages. Okay, so something that we haven't necessarily, oh, I still need to give you another file. I need to give you a picture of the barns. Something that we haven't looked at a whole lot are all the different filters in Photoshop. And now that I say that, I wonder how different they are. I wonder if they've changed. I'm going to do a file open, and I'm going to load that, that painting again, the landscape start. And filter. Under the filter gallery in Photoshop, this is what you're going to be working on for this exercise. We have, if you spin these open, you have different filters. So here's what a colored pencil would look like. Here's what a cutout would look like. Here's what a dry brush would look like. Once you select one here, you can tweak it in the panel to the right. So if you want a bigger brush size or a smaller brush size, the detail and the texture, once you pick an effect on the left, you can tweak it with things on the right. So under artistic, there are 3 times 5, there are 15 different filters. Under brush strokes, there are 6, 7, 8 different filters. Under distort, you have 3, diffuse, glow, glass, and ocean ripple. Under sketch, most of these are black and white, but you have a bunch of options here again. Okay, anybody, I just did this, I told you they're black and white, and we see orange and white. The reason for that would be if I went back to my main Photoshop window, my foreground color is probably orange and my background is white. So if you want it to be white and orange, set up your colors before you go into this. If you want it to be black and white, make sure that your foreground and background colors are black and white before you come into this. Then there's stylize, glowing edges. Not one that gets used a lot, but there's some pretty cool features. And then under texture, we have 6. The stained glass, you can change the size of the cells. You can change how thick the border is. Again, my border is orange because that's my foreground color. So make sure that your foreground and background colors are set up. So you can apply these. Notice that they're happening one at a time. Using the button down here, you can add a new effect. And now when you click on that, whoops, didn't work, did it? There we go. When you click on that, add new effect, it doubles up. So this is what grain looks like, or let's do here, stained glass on top of grain. And the stacking order matters. If we had grain on top of stained glass, this is the look you get. So you can add multiple photo filters and switch around the stacking order to get different looks. So for the purpose of this exercise, this front page of the document that you can download kind of shows what it's going to look like in the end when you output it. And then the second page shows you the filters that I want you to use. So it's going to be just these top filters on this sheet, and if they've changed, it's going to be these 6 different families that we see here. Artistic, brushstroke, distort, sketch, stylize, texture. So every single one of those within here, you're going to be applying. In here they talk about using the barn photo. I didn't give that to you. I'm going to have you use this landscape JPEG that you already have in Chapter 10 pictures. So you're going to apply one by one these filters to that image, and then you're going to save it as the name of the filter. So you're going to have one called stained glass. You're going to have one called neon glow. They're going to be the name of the filter. The second page in this document that you're going to see walks you through the process. Pay attention to this. Run the filters and save the files. The first thing it wants you to do is make a folder for each gallery. So you're going to make a folder for artistic, just like these up here. You're going to make a folder on your hard drive or in your cloud for each one of these names. Then you're going to open that landscape picture and you're going to run the first filter on it and save it as that name. Then you're going to run the second filter alone, not stacking them, and save it as that name. So inside that first folder, you're going to have, inside the folder called artistic that you're doing, you are going to have 15 different files of that landscape picture with that particular filter applied to it, and the name of the file is going to be the name of the effect. So smudgestick.jpg. Okay? That's your first step. Then the second one is to make a contact sheet in Bridge. Bridge also has an update. I just hit the update button myself. So while you guys are working on other homework, I'm going to go ahead and troubleshoot this and see if it exists and if these directions make sense. If not, I'm going to explain it to you in another way. So the part that guaranteed you can do is this part over here on the left-hand page where you're running the filter X number of times and saving it into a folder. So that's part one of your homework. As an in-person class, ultimately what you're going to do is Bridge has this cool feature that can make contact sheets. So it's going to take all of these and you're going to tell it to output it 3 photos wide by 3 tall, and it's going to make a contact sheet of all these different filters with the names underneath them. So you're going to print it out in color. You're going to have something that you can always reference, like, oh, that's a cool feature. Like, I can look through my little book and see, oh, I like how that cracklature looked. I can use that. So you're basically making yourself a reference book. For the in-person class, these will be printed, and you will show them to me to get your points. I'm not going to have you upload them. It's going to be a physical thing that you get to keep. My online class is going to have to make the PDF book and share that with me, but for you guys, there's not going to be a Dropbox for you guys. You're just going to make the booklet and show it to me. If this proves to be a nightmare, this making the booklet, I will send you all a message in Blackboard and via email saying, don't worry about it, we'll do it in class next week together. If the directions work and it's seamless, I'm going to tell you, go ahead on your own. Get it done. Okay? The other piece of homework that I will be making a Dropbox for is going to be your choice of dazzling me with either a painting masterpiece or a perspective painting, meaning that perspective butterfly tool. Okay, so the ugly squiggles that I had up here before, say okay to that. Oh, I already closed it. My version was ugly, doesn't count. I'm seeing some really cool stuff that can count. But I want you to give it some effort and practice, and maybe you love this one because it's easy and it looks fantastic. I want you to practice painting too. Okay, maybe go find some brushes on that site and download some new brushes. Find a picture of your dog and paint your dog. Do something fun, okay? So it's either a masterpiece or a perspective, cool, like mandala type thing that I'll have a Dropbox for that's also homework. Okay? You have to be artsy this week. No thinking, just fun. Lots of thinking, but more fun. Okay, any questions? I will get Blackboard looking professional and not stupid since I failed to do that this weekend. Didn't even think about it. All good? Okay, go ahead and work and have fun.